HR planning now. We understand that HR planning is analyzing and identifying the needs and then the availability of the human resource for the same. So it involves two aspects. One is analyze and identify the needs, and second is availability of the human resource. So it's easily said than done. Let us understand why we need to plan. Why can't we just acquire talent when we require? Why do we need to be proactive than reactive? I mean to say, why do we need to plan that is proactive? Why can't we just employ people when the need occurs? That is reactive approach. So here I'll just take a small example. I believe that we understand that all the airlines undergo dynamic pricing. The price of a flight ticket depends a lot on the time that you have booked it. So if you booked it, say for example 4 months back, you might get a cheaper deal, and in case you're booking it just few days back, either you may not get the deal, that is, you may not get the ticket, or if you get the ticket, it will be at very high price. The same thing applies to human resource also. If I plan the needs of human resource in advance, I'll be able to procure human resource, that is skilled people, on time, and that too at an affordable rate. Otherwise, I may not get the person, that is the skilled person, on time, which means I lose on the business that I have at hand, and if I procure it at the last moment, maybe it will be very, very expensive too. So we understand why HR planning is important. How do we do it? So for doing it, we have certain approaches. The first approach says that why not check the previous year's records. So if I check the previous year records, and over the years I understand that there is some kind of an attrition rate I can reflect back. So in case the attrition rate of my company is say around 10%, it means that probably around 10% of people are likely to leave. So I need to plan for that 10% of my employees in advance, so that before that cycle, that financial cycle of the company gets over, I have something as a backup. Again, I'll have an idea as to which particular month people are more likely to leave. So I need a backup of people at that particular time. So it means that understanding the past records can tell me a lot of things around. Two, I can go for the judgmental technique. I can talk to the departmental heads and ask them what is the likely need they foresee in the next year. Then I can also understand the business strategy or the business nature of the company that I am working for. So when I talk about the nature of the company, I need to understand what kind of product or service I am providing. Is it something that is steady all the year round, or it is seasonal in nature? Say for example, if I say that I'm into the business of say cold drinks. Now cold drinks, the sales are likely to increase during the summertime. So I'll need more salespeople during the summertime as compared to the winters. So winter's time is going to be a slack time. So I need to remember that I'll be needing more workforce in this time, hence. So I can plan for temporary salespeople during that particular summertime. So we understand the nature of the business matters a lot. Then we come over to the business strategy. When I say business strategy, what if my company is planning to diversify? Which means I would need a different set of skilled people for a new vertical. So say for example, my company was already into say FMCG products and now wants to enter into FMCD, consumer durables area. They will need a different set of skilled people, hence I need to plan it in advance. Then maybe I'm just expanding my region. I was working in say north region, now I'm expanding into eastern regions. So for eastern regions, I need to plan in a separate manner. Now coming over to the next way of doing it, well, probably I can use a lot of statistics over here. A little bit of stats is also enough. Say for example, I can go for the productivity ratios. So for example, I'm planning that right now my company is making say 1 million units of a good in a year's time. I want to expand the capacity to say 1.5 million units, which means so almost 50% of more labor might be required. That is one way of understanding. Another way is probably I'm looking forward to an increase in my business by say 20%. So that might also reflect that probably I might need 20% of more employees in my organization doing that particular job. So there are a number of ways by which we can forecast requirements of HR needs. Happy learning.